Okay, I'm going to try and draw a picture of the main character from my picture book, The Red Tree, which is very relevant to the Winter Solstice event for a number of reasons, and it's an honour to be able to participate this year in an online capacity from my own winter bunker. I started thinking about the Red Tree in my early 20s. I didn't know what it was, but I had this idea for a book about particularly negative feelings of loneliness, inability to do things, sometimes the inability to be inspired. I was always very interested in finding use in feelings that I thought might actually be quite useless, including those feelings of depression. And when I was young, they were quite a big part of my life, starting out and not really being particularly successful in the arts, or even understanding what I was doing myself. And and the loneliness of the profession can sometimes creep up on you, and if you don't take care of it, and I would find myself feeling quite lost. But that became the inspiration for a number of stories, including The Lost Thing and the one that followed immediately after it, The Red Tree. It felt honest and truthful. It wasn't any sort of false attempt to be happy or therapeutic. It was just meant to be a representation of this is what it feels like to be very unhappy and very unmotivated. And without having to come up with any solution of how to deal with that, I thought, hey, I feel better already just from representing it in an honest way, just being open and honest and saying, hey, sometimes things are like this. It's very confusing. Nobody understands you. You think that it's a permanent state that's going to last forever and everything is pointless. And there's some small rational part of your mind that says, hey, this is a temporary thing and it's going to pass, as all things do. But the actual other voices that kind of creep in are also saying the exact opposite, and that's really part of the problem. The most rewarding thing about working on this particular project was the reception from those people who had suffered all sorts of difficult situations, much worse than anything I'd suffered myself, who found a great deal of relief in looking at these strange pictures of a mouthless girl experiencing all different incomprehensible situations, and recognizing that hope can take all sorts of forms and starts with a recognition that something exists in the first place, both the sadness and the possibility of happiness. That's the hardest thing to see sometimes when you're feeling that low, is the possibility of that change. When it does happen, it has such a powerful corrective force over your whole understanding of the universe. A very simple thing it can be too sometimes. Very simple change.